Namaste. Welcome to DD Studio. My best wishes to all the viewers. Welcome to the DT Studio is organized by the Director of Technical Education, Karnataka, Bengaluru. Now, ಈ ಒಂದು ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಲಿಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಅಂತಿಮ ವರ್ಷದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ 6ನೇ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. In that course, now I am teaching this subject. This is the 15th class. 15th class I am handling. Now we have discussed so many things, so many issues related to project management. In this regard, there is one chapter or one topic. It is called the CPM and PERT. The CPM PERT already we have discussed in the previous 3 classes. Now we are discussing about a problem, that is how to construct the network diagram. Now already we have discussed about what is the critical path method, and how to construct the critical path diagrams, network diagrams, and what are the advantages and necessity and activity, event. Now all these things we have discussed about it. Now in the previous class, I was explaining one problem, that is construction of an house building. Now I have reached half of the problem, 50% of the problem, and because of that time constraint, I am unable to complete that problem. Therefore, now 15 minutes I will call back what we have discussed in the previous class, and today I will try to complete that problem with all necessary requirements. Now in that problem is taken from the estimation and costing by Datta textbook. Now that problem I am analyzing, I am discussing about it. Now network. What is network diagram? Now what is critical path method? Now this is the critical path method is the technique applied to arrive or to find out the time required to complete the project. Now before doing this, getting into this problem, this network diagram, now let us understand the activity and the event. Now in the previous class it is explained in length. The activity is to do the job between the 2 events. The event is a completed activity is called the event, completed activity. They are described, the activity and the events. Now see, this is the network diagram. This is how we are constructing the network diagram. This is the one network diagram. In the previous class I have explained and I have shown how to construct this diagram. And again I will call back. I will explain a little bit and I will continue with this. Now please understand the activity. Activity is to do the job, that is to complete, that is, now that activity consumes time and money, isn't it? Time and resource. We need time to reach from event 1 to event 2, and from event 2 to event 3. To reach from event 2 to event 3, we need some time. That is the B is the activity. That is the name of the activity, what is to be done. It is a job. It requires money and time, resource and time, isn't it? The difference between, please understand the difference between the activity and the event. Event is a completed activity, and the activity is between 2 events. The event 1, 2 and event 3. Now this is a job done, isn't it? During the time required to reach this place or to do this activity. Now that is the activity and the event. Please note this. Now this is the network diagram. In the last class I have explained for construction of an house building. The network diagram, house building, activity and event. Isn't it? Now the schedule, that is we are assigning the time for each and activity of the any project. To do any project, whether you are building the home, whether you are building the road, whether you are building the bridge, or whatever you are doing the projects. Now for each and every project, it consisting of so many elements. The elements mean the preparation of drawings is one element. Preparation of design is another element. The preparation of that is schedule, the specifications is another element. Procuring materials, acquiring the site is another element, and construction, the excavation is one element. Then foundation activity is another element. Like there are so many activities involved in constructing the building, bridges, etc. Isn't it? The various projects. Now, therefore, now please understand. Now we are allotting the time. Now please remember. Now this time is allotted by the engineer who is going to prepare the plan project report. The project. Now, for example, if you want to build a road between Bengaluru and Mangaluru or anywhere, it is a 365-kilometer length. Now you need to prepare the drawing, you need to prepare the designs, you need to prepare the that is estimation, and you need to prepare the that is specifications, and you need to that is come out with the project report saying that how many days you need for each activity, isn't it? To do each activity, what is the time required? That is allotted by the engineers, those who are going to prepare the project reports. Please remember this. This time is not given by the author, textbook author, or the time is given by somebody else. No, we are deciding. The engineers are deciding, isn't it? For each activity, to Bengaluru to Mangaluru, to travel and to conduct the survey, how many days you want? That is, you need to prepare based on your expertization, the material what, the equipment you have, and the atmosphere conditions to support you. No, you decide it, isn't it? And after collecting the data, when you process, you are starting the process in the office. Then you decide now how much time required to complete the drawing from one point to the other point, isn't it? Or to build the home, isn't it? Or to build a dam, build a reservoir. Now you need to allow the expert, the project preparation by who is going to prepare the project is deciding what is the time required for each activity, isn't it? Each element of the building, each element of the project. Now, therefore, very carefully you have to estimate this. See, the time duration has to be fixed with reference to the experience and general availability of the men and materials and completion of the project, isn't it? Procedure. Now, all these things will be estimated and by the engineer who will be the project in charge, isn't it? Please remember this. And analyzing now, see, we have seen the network. You have gone through the network. That is one network prepared by the engineer, isn't it? Now, therefore, now the analysis of this total project time is the shortest time in which the project can be completed. This is determined by sequence of activities and known as critical path, isn't it? Now, let us see how to do this. This is the elements of this building home construction. Elements of the building construction. You know that is event 1 to 2, and the activity is A. That is description of activity and the time allotted. This is the number of days required to each activity. Now there are activities. Now see, that is the study plan layout, clearance of site, earthwork excavation, procurement of sand, cement, etc. material, laying foundation, procurement. Now these are the elements of. Now I have explained elaborately in the previous class. Please kindly go through this. Using this data, please note this data is prepared by the project engineer. Please remember this. Isn't it? Somebody is not forcing on you. You must do it. This project on who has to decide? It is decided by the engineers. Therefore, you need to fix this. Now, the time required to complete the project, isn't it? Now, always you must keep in mind that is, now let us complete the project at the earliest, isn't it? In the short period. Okay. Now, using this data, now by using all this data, now let us see how to construct this. In the last class we have discussed about it. Now, therefore, I'm showing you how to do this, isn't it? Now, this is the output of the network diagram for the given data. For this data, the output. Now, let us see how we have done this. Now, this is how we have arrived, how we have drawn this network diagram. Now, you remember this here, note down once again. Now, here, arrow is the activity from event 1 to 2, and this arrow is the sequence that is in the progress, in the direction of the progress of the job work. Now this is 2 to 3 is another, the 2 event 2 and event 3 is activity B, isn't it? Now please note, now we have indicated here, arrows indicate sequence of activity, circles and numbers indicate the event sequence of events, isn't it? Alphabet symbols A to K indicates each activity in sequence, one after the other. ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಯಾವುದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು we have described, isn't it? This diagram indicates that the whole activity, entire activity of the project, isn't it? Now therefore, now we will see in the first one, 1 to 2, study plan layout. It requires 1 day. It is, isn't it? It is shown here. This is 1 to 2. That is event 1 and event 2. That is starting of the event. That is project starting, isn't it? Event, and this is the activity required 1 day. And similarly, now this is the 2 to 3. That is second activity, B activity. Clearance of site requires 2 days. Therefore, between 2 and 3, this requires 2 days. Activity B, 2 days. And similarly, now this is the 3-4, at event 3-4, activity C, that is 7 days. Now please note, this is from 3 to 4, 7 days, C activity. And similarly, now this is the 2 to 4, D activity, that is procurement of materials, requires 2 days. Now this is started from 2 to 4. Now please note here, that is D activity from 2 to 4. And similarly, you please continue this, that is 4 to 5, even 4 to 5, E activity, and that is laying of foundation. This is not requires 10 days. Now, likewise, now this is 4 to 5. Now, please note the numbers, event number, and the activity, and number of days. Now, accordingly, you have to draw the network diagram. This is not. Now, therefore, 4 to 5, it is 2 days and E activity. Similarly, now that is F activity, procurement of bricks, needs 20 days. Now, therefore, that is the event is from 2 to 5. It is from 2 to 5. Therefore, 2 to 5. From 2 to 5, that is procurement of bricks, F activity needs 20 days. Isn't it? This is the network diagram how we are preparing. Similarly, 5 to 8, G, erection of building, requires 30 days. 30 days. Now, therefore, 30 days, 5 to 8. Now, the G activity, erection of building. And likewise, that is 5 to 6 and 6 to 8, H activity, that is laying conduit pipe for electrical wire, laying of electrical wires, that is 12 days and 3 days. Isn't it? Therefore, now this is the H activity. This is H1 and H2. This is to laying the conduit, and this is to laying the, that is, cables. And similarly, that is 5 to 7 and 78, laying of drain and sewage system, laying of water and pipe system, isn't it? Now, that is 10 days and 3 days. Now, please kindly go through this. That is from 5 to 7 and 78. You note down this, 5 to 7 and 78. And now, this is the network diagram. We are drawing this network diagram according to the data designed by the engineer or the project engineer. And the J activity, it is between 8 and 9 event. 8 and 9 event, J activity, connecting building to electricity and water supply. That is 4 days. Now this is, that is J, 8 and 9. Actual event 8 and event 9. Draw this arrow. Now that indicates that is sequence. That is sequence. Please note the progress. Sequence means the progress. This is not continuing. And 9 to 10, that is 10. That is 9 to 10, K activity, it is finishing. That is 10 days required. Now, therefore, 10 days. Now, this completes the construction of network diagram. This completes the network diagram. This is we have explained in the previous class also. Isn't it? And while doing this, please note, remember, now clearly you must indicate the activity and also the time required to do that job. Time required to do that job, and sequence, that is 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 2 to 5. You remember this. The 2 to 4, that is 2 to 5. Now you have to very carefully you have to draw the network diagram according to the data you are prepared or given by somebody else. This is not. And Now this is the network diagram. We have come out with this network diagram. This we have drawn. Now we have need to analyze this diagram. This is not. Now we have drawn the diagram is done. Then what next? What is the advantage of the drawing the network diagram? Now next process is analysis. This is not. Analysis of the network diagram. Now analysis of network diagram means, now see, now here there are elements, that is elements of the project. These are the various elements of the project. Now which element is to be first done, and which element is to be later. Now you have to decide. Now when the second activity can be start, when the CD activity can start, how much time is available for each activity. So that is the process of doing understanding this network diagram is called the analysis. Now we'll see. Let us analyze how to do this. See, after analyzing, we are going to get this diagram, isn't it? Please note here there are squares. There are squares. Now the square here, rectangle indicate earliest event time. Rectangle indicate the earliest event time, and the triangles indicate the latest event time. Isn't it? Now this, how to calculate this, how to arrive this. Now I will explain one by one. You please note this. Now how can we done? How can we do this? Now how can we analyze this? Now this for all the activities. Now how to calculate how to indicate earliest event time and latest event time, that I will explain. I will tell you one by one. Is it not? Now here the first one, that is the time required to complete the first event. That is time allotted is 1 day for this activity. A activity time allotted is 1 day. Therefore, to reach the second activity, now what is the time required? To reach the second event, number 2, the time required is 1 day. Therefore, the time, that is you can see, look at this, indicate the rectangles indicate earliest event time. Isn't it? Now 1 day is required. Now similarly, that is to reach this next point. That is what is the time required to complete this event. To complete this event, we need 3 days to reach this. Now because this is 1 day plus 2 days, 1 day plus 2 days is equal to 3 days. And similarly, that is to reach the fourth event. The activity, that is C activity, requires 7 days. Therefore, to reach this, the activity event 4, is 10 days. That means 1 day plus 2 plus 7. Therefore, total time required to reach this event 10 days. Isn't it? And also there is another path. To reach this event 4. See, 1 plus 2. This is another progress path we have, another sequence we have here. The time required here is 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, 3 days. Now because that is the bonus we have. Now that is called. Now we will discuss about this later in later slides. Now first let us understand how to calculate the earliest event time. And similarly, now this is to reach this point, to reach the fifth event, that is event number 5. The time required. Now that is 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 10 is equal to 20 days. Suppose we can come up with this another path we have here. We can come like this also. But 1 day, 2 plus 10, it comes to 13 days. Therefore, maximum time required to reach this event is how much? 20. Therefore, this circle, this rectangle, this square always should have the more number. That means maximum time, more time required to reach this event. And also we have another path here, that is 1, 2, 3, 5. We can come along this path also, but the time required here is 1 plus 2, that is 3 days. But already we have calculated the time required to reach this is 20, isn't it? 20 days. Now, if we come, if we come in this path, if we calculate this in this path, only 3 days. If we calculate it along this path, the time required is that is 13 days. It is 1 plus 2 plus 10, 13 days. But we have 20 days, isn't that? Similarly, see, to reach the sixth event, the time required 20 plus 12, 20 plus 12. Therefore, it is time required is 32 days, isn't that? 32 days. Therefore, now 32 days. Now you have to reach this event. To reach this event, seventh event. Now what is the time required? The 20 plus 10, isn't that? Suppose if you come along this path, 1 plus 2 plus 10, how much time you require? No, it is 13 days, isn't it? Suppose if you are moving along this path, what is the time required to reach this event? That is 1 plus 2 plus 12. Therefore, it is 15 days. But already we have enough sufficient time that we will discuss it later, isn't that? Now, similarly, to reach this event, event number 8, to reach event number 8, what is the time required? The time, see, this is from here. 30 plus 3. 30 plus 3 is equal to 35 days. 35 days. 32 plus 3 is equal to 35 days. Now, if you come along, if you calculate along this path, now the time required is 30 plus 5, 35 days. Now, suppose if you are calculating along this path, the time required to reach this event is, therefore, maximum time required to reach this point is, isn't that? So 50 days. And now, from 8 to 9 and 9 to 10, we have only one path. Therefore, blindly we can add, that is 50 plus 4. 50 plus 4 is equal to 54. And similarly, that is 54 plus 10 is equal to 64. Isn't that? This is how we can calculate the earliest event time. When we can start our activity na yavaga start ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ. Isn't that? One example I will tell you. Now see here. Now if we are calculating along this path, that is 5 to 8, 20 plus 30 is equal to 50 days are available here. Isn't that? 50 days, we need 50 days to reach this event. Now whereas here, if you come along this path, it is, that is 32 plus 3, 35 days. Now what is the difference between 32 and 35? 35 and 50 days. The difference between 35 days, suppose if you are calculating along this path, that is 32 plus 3 is equal to 35 days. Isn't it? 35 days, but along this path, we have the time for 50 days. Isn't it? Therefore, if you calculate along this path, the difference between this path and now along this path and this path, what is the difference between these two? How many days? 15 days time is there, isn't it? Now, therefore, to do this activity after 20 days, to reach the event number 8, the time is available, isn't it? Extra time is available. How much time is available? 15 days available, isn't that? That is the extra time available to do these two activities, isn't that? In the similar manner, we have the time to reach this. If we come along this, if you calculate along this path, 20 plus 10, 20 plus 10, 30 and 35, isn't that? 35 days are available, isn't that? 35 days to complete this event. Whereas here, now already we have 50 days time. Now if you calculate along this path, it is 30 days, 35 days. Therefore, how much time we have extra? Extra time, isn't that? Now it is. Then now let us calculate the latest event time. How to calculate the latest event time? To calculate the latest event time, see now the latest event. Isn't that? Now When can we finish this? Isn't it? You have to finish. Therefore, the maximum time available to do this job, to reach this event, is 64 days. Therefore, that is latest event time 64 we want, isn't it? Now, similarly, now see, this is the forward calculation. We have added 0, 1, plus 3, plus 10, plus 20, 32, like we have calculated here, isn't it? Whereas here, the backward calculation, we are keep subtracting this. Now, let us see how to do this, isn't it? There is a difference between, that is, the earliest event time and the latest event time. Earliest event time and the latest event time. Let us see where we will get the difference and where we will get the same. Now, therefore, this is 64 days. That is the earliest event time, and this is the latest event time, around 64 days. Now, what should be the latest event time for the event number 9? How much you want to go? We are going to get it 54 days, because we have only one activity here, that is between 8, 9 and 10, we have only one activity. Therefore, 64 minus 10. 64 minus 10. Therefore, now this gives rise to 54. This is the latest event time. Latest event time. And similarly, now to reach this point, to reach here, now the latest event time, that is 54 minus 4. Therefore, now see, we will get 50. Understood? Got it? Now, similarly, the latest event time for this event. Now, for this event, now let us see how much we are going to get it. Now, this is 50 minus 3. Isn't that? 50 minus 3. Is it 50 minus 3? It is 47 days. 47 days is the latest event time. And similarly, that is not from 8 now, number 8 event, 7 and 8 event, the latest event time is 50 minus 5. 50 minus 5 is gives rise to 45. Isn't that? 45. Similarly, now if you reach, isn't that? To reach the event number 5, to reach event number 5, now the time available here, the latest event time, now that is 45 minus 10. 45 minus 10 is equal to 35. Now, if you are calculating from this, from 6 to 5, the 47 minus 12. How much you are going to get it? 35. Isn't that? If you are calculating along this path, now this is 35 days. If you are calculating from this path, that is also 35 days. Isn't that? Now, if you are calculating along this path, that is 5 to 8, 8 to 5. Now, what is the time? Latest event time? 20. Isn't that? Now, among these three, now this is 35. Now, if you are calculating along this 35, but if you are calculating along this line, that is the 20. Therefore, that is the latest event time is 20. Now, it means, now after completing this event only, now this activity can be, isn't that? Now, to reach this to reach event, now we have to complete 20 days, and also we have to complete all these activities, isn't it? Only after completing all these B, C, D activity, only we can commence, that is activity G, H and I. Isn't that? Therefore, the minimum time required to start this activity, the time required to start this activity is 20 days. Isn't it? So therefore, let us see, yes, it is 20 days. Understood? Got it? Now, similarly, further if you proceed, now see, now this is 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10. 20 minus 10 is how much here? 10 days. Isn't that? Right? 20 minus 10, it is 10 days. Now, latest event time is 10 days. That means only after 10 days, it has to be commenced. This activity should be started. Isn't that? Now, if you calculate from 10 to 2, how much you are going to get it here? 10 to 2? 8 days you are going to get it here. Isn't that? Suppose if you are calculating from, that is from here to here, now much you are 20 minus 2, 18 days. Now, if you are calculating from this, 20 minus 2 is 18 days. Now from here it is 10 minus 2, 8 days. Now let us see we have another path here. Isn't it? We have another path. Therefore, 10 minus 7. 10 minus 7 is how much? 3 days. Isn't it? Therefore, now see we have 3 days here. That is latest event time is 3 days. Latest event time is 3 days. And similarly, now if you are calculating, if you are now see from here 20 minus 2, 20 minus 2, 8 days. Sorry, 18 days. And then 10 minus 2, 8 days. And 3 minus 2, 1 day. Therefore, out of these 3, which is minimum? 1. Therefore, the latest event time is 1 day. Isn't it? And similarly, now this is the 0 time. 1 minus 1. Isn't it? Beginning of the project. This is the beginning of the project. Now this is the network analysis. Now we'll see. Still we have to understand. Now this is how we are going to get the after calculating the latest event time and latest that is earliest event time and the latest event time. We are going to get like we are calculating. Now this is, and let us understand a little more about this. Now there is another one called critical path. Now first let us understand the critical path. Now what is critical path? The critical path. Now see there are number of paths are here. 1 to 2, that is sequence. In the sequence, 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, then 5 to 6, 6 to, isn't that 8, and then 8 to 9, 9 to 10. And similarly, we have the path that is the 1 to 2, 2 4, that is 2 5, then 3 2 5 8, then 5 8, 8 9, 9 10. And similarly, we have 2 5, 5 7, that is 7 8, 8 9 10. That is from event activity, that is from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Now this is how there are many paths are available. Now let us calculate one by one path, one after the other. Now we will consider the one path. Now see the first path, that is 1 A, B, C, then E, then G, J, K. Now this is where we have written here. This is the path, one path. Now this path from A to K, activity A to K, that is from event number 1 to 10. Now this is one path. The time required to reach this path, that is complete this project, that is, yeah, if you go along this path, the time required to complete this, reach this 64 days. Isn't that? 64 days. And similarly, there is another path. This is another path, that is A, D, E, and then G, J, K. This is one other path. If you go along this path, the time required 1 day, 1 plus 2 plus 10, then 13 plus 33, 30, that is 43, and 47 plus 10 is equal to 15 days. We need 15 days along this path. That path. Now this is the time required to reach from event number 1 to event number 10. The time required is this much. And similarly, path 3, another path. This is A, F, G, J, K. A, F, G, J, K is another path. That therefore, the 1 plus 2, 3 plus 30, 13, 33, 37 plus 10, 47 days. It is another path. Similarly, we have another path, that is A, F, I1, I2, then J, K. Now therefore, 1 plus 2 plus 10, 1 plus 2, 3, 13, then 18, 22 plus 10. That is 42 days. So 1 plus 2 plus 1, 3. That is 13, 18, 22, 32 days. Isn't that? 32 days are required here to know along this path. Now similarly, we have one more path. See, like that is 1 plus 2, then plus 1, plus 3, that is plus 4, plus 10. That is, if you if you are calculating the time required to reach this path is 32 days, isn't it? Likewise, we have another path also. See, we can go, we can calculate along this path also. We can calculate from here to here, in this path also. There are number of paths are there. We can calculate and find out what is the maximum time required to complete this event, isn't it? Events and activities. Now, therefore, now let us come to conclusion. After doing so, now what we are going to get it now? See, now this is the longest path. Longest path means the maximum time required to complete the project, isn't it? Now we have another. If you go by another here path, then in different path, if we calculate, the time required is different, isn't it? Now these are less number of days when compared to this path. Therefore, the maximum time required to complete the project is 64 days, isn't it? Now that is called the critical path. That is the critical path. Understood? Got it? Do you know how to construct this? And do you know how to analyze this? Now we have come to the conclusion. Now normally in the examination, the question will be asked like, for the given data, construct the CPM network diagram and also calculate the time required to complete the project. Time required to complete the project. Isn't it? Time required to complete the project and mention that is mark the critical path. Now this is how we have to do it. We must do it. This, isn't it? Now I have taken one example of the building construction. Now this problem or this analysis, network analysis available in. So there are many books are available in the management books also available, and there are in construction management books also available. And also I have taken this problem from that is estimation and costing by Govt, isn't it? Now I have referred that and I have taken that problem and very clearly, very neatly explained each and every points and each and every activity and how to do this and what are the advantages. Everything is explained clearly. Please understand this, isn't it? Okay, let us understand little more there. Little more we need to discuss about this. Now let us see one by one, isn't it? I think I hope this you understood this. Now to construct the network diagram, isn't it? And how to calculate the latest event time, earliest event time, and how to find out the critical path, isn't it? Critical path. Now that indicates it ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 64 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು, isn't it? But unfortunately we have time to do this. ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. We have time, extra time. ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 2 + 1 3 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. 3 ದಿವಸ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕು when you after doing this job A B C ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ A B C ಮತ್ತೆ E ಇದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ days required, number of days required 20 days are required. So therefore we have enough time, sufficient time to do this. ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಡಿ ಅನ್ನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು? ಇದನ್ನ 10 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಇದೆ? How many days we have now? Allotted time is only 2 days. The time available? Time available. How much time is available to do this activity? 10 days. See, now from here, yes. Now, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? 10 ದಿವಸ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ರೈಟ್? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ? 3 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲಾಟೆಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 2 ದಿವಸ. Therefore, what is the time available to do this activity? ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಉಂಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ? ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಇದೆ? 7 days ಇದೆ. Allotted is allotted 2 days. How much time we have? Not 10 days. Please note. Actually, there are 9 days is available with us. Isn't it? Alva? Time allotted is the allotted time is to you. You have to do allotment ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಗೋದು 9 days. That is the bonus you are going to get. That is called float. Isn't it? That is extra time you are going to get it. Isn't it? You don't need to without disturbing the project activity. Iಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಡು ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್? ತಿಳಿತಾ ಇದು? ತಿಳಿತಾ ಅಂದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 1 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು 3 ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು? 10 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಾಟ್ ರೈಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು? ಈ 1 ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಾಟ್. ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? ನೋ, ಅಲಾಟೆಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಅಲಾಟೆಡ್ ಟೈಮು ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಟೈಮು. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು 2 ದಿವಸ. ಇದು ನಾಟ್ 2 ದಿವಸ ಸಿಗುವಂತದ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? Now that is called float. Extra time is available for the event. ಆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೇ ಇದೆ ಅದು. Isn't it? That will not come under critical part, critical activity. Isn't it? It is not a critical activity because we have extra time to do that. And similarly, if we come to this, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಈಗ from 2 to 3, 2 to 5, 2 ರಿಂದ 5, 2 ರಿಂದ 5 ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ what is the time required? 20 days required. Isn't it? See this activity na activity number activity F1 start ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? A activity ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ, A activity ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ B activity ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, D activity ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, then F activity also can be started. Isn't it? Isn't it? At one point, immediately after completing this first activity, we can start these 3 activities simultaneously. Isn't it? Understood? Now this is activity B, activity C. Activity B and activity C ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 20 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ದಿವಸ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ, therefore 9 ದಿವಸ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 2 ದಿವಸ ಸಾಕು. ಟೈಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? 9 ದಿವಸ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ದಿವಸ right, we are starting F activity after completing A activity. Now therefore ಇಲ್ಲಿ event number 5 ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ how much time is there? 20 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ. Isn't it? We will need 20 days. Isn't it? 20 days. But from here to here, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 2 days ಸಾಕು. What is the time available here?
19 days.
Not 19. ಅಲ್ವಾ? 19 days. Isn't it? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 1 ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, 20 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. Therefore, what is the time available?
19 days.
Alva, that is called float. Isn't it? Extra time is available without disturbing the project time, without disturbing the project time. Isn't it? That is called float. And similarly, the another example if you take, one more example if you take, you see 5 ರಿಂದ 6, 5 to 6 and 6 to 8. Isn't it? Now from 5 to 8, what is the time required? 50 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ? 50 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ? 20 days. Therefore, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುವಾಗ how many days are available? 30 days are available. Isn't it? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ 5 to 8, the time available is 30 days. H1 and H2, 12 plus 3. 12 plus 3 is equal to 15 days. 12 plus 3 is equal to 15 days. Isn't that? How many days we have? 5 ರಿಂದ 8ಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 30 ಡೇಸ್. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು H1 and H2 ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು? 15 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. Isn't that? Understood? Then what is the time available for to do this job? Time required is 12 plus 3 15. 12 plus 3 is equal to time required is. Isn't it? Available 30 days. Isn't that? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಈ ಎರಡು ಈವೆಂಟ್ H ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ the time required is 15 days. Isn't that? H ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು? 15 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು. Time available 30 days. Therefore, how much bonus you are going to get? Extra time is available. Isn't that? That extra time is, isn't that? The bonus or the project engineer can take, decide when it is to be started, when it is to be complete. But you need to complete these two activities before, isn't that? Before starting the activity J. ಈ J activity ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ. No, that is the extra time available without disturbing the project is called float. Isn't that? Understood? And similarly, for this also, the second I event I 10 plus 5. How many days we want? 15 days to reach the event 8. To reach the event 8, we want, isn't that? 15 days. That is to complete the I1 and I2. That is 15 days are required. But here the time available here is 30 days. Therefore, extra time available here is 15 days available. Isn't that? Understood? Got it? So this is the analysis. This is how we can understand. Isn't that? The project CPM network diagram draw ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. We can analyze this. Isn't that? This is called analysis. We are understanding the project. We are understanding the network diagram. And that is the advantage. When you look at this diagram, you prepare one diagram at the state office, and every day you go and look at, whenever you go to the office, you just look at it, where we are and how we are doing it. Isn't it? Got it? Understood? Marbodo?
Yes.
Implement Marbodo?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Next up. Now this is the critical network. The diagram indicates the following terms. You use network planning and scheduling technique very clearly. Critical path, it is represented by a thick line, indicates the line of sequence of activity which must be completed on schedule. Any delay on the critical path activity will cause delay in other activity. Activity symbols which are on critical path are, now already I told you, I have explained about this, isn't that? Now what I explained, now here we have discussed now. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾತ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಕಲರ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾತ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್. And similarly, that is total project time. This is total of all activities falling within the critical path, which has been shown in thick red lines. Activities which are not on critical path are important but non-critical. They are also important. New pipeline or electricity connect building ಆಗ್ತದೆ. No, therefore they are also important but non-critical because that has some extra time. Extra time is available to do that. Isn't that? Important but non-critical. Not critical. These activities which do not lie on the critical path indicate that delaying these activities may be afforded, but not in the activities on the critical path. Total project time is how much? 64 days. That is consisting of activity A to K. Now this is already we have explained or discussed about this. A repetition of the figure to show you. The non-critical activity symbol DF. Now I will discuss about this also. That is how many days required. See, I told you that VEC required only 9 days, but isn't that the time available? Now what? No, I have explained here. No, that is printed. Isn't that? That is for your reference. Yes, non-critical activities. Non-critical activities could be completed a little earlier or a little later, depending upon the time available, and will not affect the allocation of other sources such as manpower or finance or actual execution to any material degree. Now, this means that for these activities, we could have spare time. The spare time technically is described as float, isn't it? Technically described as float. The completion of non-critical activities has certain amount of flexibility. Now, these activities could not be completed a little earlier or a little later, depending upon the convenience, without affecting the overall completion of the job. The meaning of this is, ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾತ್ಗಳು ನಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು 2 ದಿವಸ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, 2 ದಿವಸ ಬೇಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಾಟ್. ಬಟ್ critical activity must be, isn't it? Now, but it has to be started at the right time and it will be completed at the, isn't it? Okay, but that is the meaning of this, isn't it? The spare time, which is known as the float, gives rise to the calculation of earliest event time and latest event time, isn't it? Now, what we already have discussed about this. Once again, I am repeating number of slides. So this is the earliest event time and the latest event time. See, the earliest event and latest event time. Now, I have explained this. Now, if you what I have explained, now the same thing is printed here. Now, mainly go through when you find time and understand this critical path time. Now, yes, that is the latest event time. Now, the latest event time has been defined as the latest time by which an event can be completed without affecting the project total time. This is not critical path time. Without disturbing, that is latest event time. Isn't it? Please go through this. And now see, this is the, after calculating, now we can tabulate the results in this manner. Isn't it? This is the, now see, 1 to 2 study plan, activity time allotted 1 day, and the earliest event time 3 days, latest event time, that is, now see, all the activities, these are the non-critical word, that is non-critical, the time. Now we can flex, there is a flexibility in doing this job. ಈ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ no, we can't. We, unless completing this 20 days, we can't start other job, other activity. Now, likewise, you can tabulate this, the results. Now, tabulate the results. Now, these are the non-critical float. Under see, you can see this H1, H2 are the non-critical because they are not important, but it is important to the project, but not, no, it is not, they are non-critical parts. ಯಾವ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Isn't it? Make use of this, isn't it? Then see, now this is the non-critical part, non-critical, and these are the critical. See, one after the other, we need to complete it. And also, based on the time available, you are the project engineer. When you are completing the project and when you are starting the project, when you have completed all the procedure. The procedure means preparation of the project report, then approval of your administrative approval, technical approval, tendering, all this, everything. Now this is the next stage before commencement of the project, before starting the project at site. Now you can plan and allot the time. ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸನ ಯಾವ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಜುಲೈ 1 ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ನೀವು ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. These are the charts. Now you can show, you can display on your the office, site office. You go and look at, now accordingly you can execute it, isn't it? And control and network scheduling. Control and network scheduling. The basic purpose of drawing a network diagram and its analysis is to control the activities strictly limited to time and sequence of events which has been estimated in the attainable way in actual election. there is a very likelihood of deviation from fixed days due to circumstances. ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಏನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ there are possibility, there are disturbances in your project. ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು, ಕಾಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಆರ್ ಪೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, unfortunately we may not be able to get the power or petrol, fuel or people or something, maybe we get water or material, no, something happens. Therefore, let us be mentally prepared to execute the project in the scheduled time. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ now we can estimate it. What are the problems are going to occur and how to solve those. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಯಾವುದು ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. Then now network plan must be prepared and explain the person executing it. ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದು, ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಗಳು, ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ we need to explain carefully about now. And activity days should be explained to the person executing it, explaining how each activity period or days has been fixed. Then we need to explain that. Doesn't matter. Actual days involved in each activity should be compared with the network activity. Deviation from the number of days fixed should be examined with reference to critical path activities and non-critical activities, including dummy and float activities. And corrective activities must be taken to restore the behavior of the activity to the period by the network analysis, or otherwise a network should be drawn if the earlier analysis is considered. Therefore, now you be careful in doing this. The advantages, the advantages of network planning and scheduling technique. Advantages. Now, that is pinpointing of responsibilities. These techniques help us to pinpoint responsibilities carrying out a particular activity within the project. Now we can assign the work to the people, those who are involved in construction activity. Carpenter irtare, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಶಟರಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ನೋಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೆಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Then future planning and estimating is made easier by comparing the actual with the estimation. And ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಾರಿ ನಾವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು. Every day we can check the activity. Now what are the lessons we have done in the previous in planning, and what we are going to what action to be initiated, that we can ascertain. Better allocation of resources with reference to the time. Better allocation, that is no shortage of resources at site during the construction period. Positive aim in making decisions and anticipating difficulties. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ನಾಳೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಕೆಲಸ, ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾಳೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. That is positive aim. We must execute those, isn't it? Then lifetime activities, they identify the activities in the project critical to completion of the project and scheduling. Measure the effect of delays on the project, assist in correct reporting and effective control of the total project time and cost. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸ್, ಮನಿ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಪವರ್, ಟೈಮು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು one more in the net, this is what we have explained, one building construction activity. For example, in one area, in one project area, now there are 5 number of apartments we have. Understood? 5 number of or 10 number of apartments you are going to build, isn't it? You are the project engineer. Now therefore, see, number 1 activity we have explained. Now or what we have discussed, it is for one apartment or one building. In a campus, you are going to build 10 apartments or 10 buildings. For each building, you have to prepare the network schedule. Isn't it? What we have discussed. Now, in a similar manner, let us prepare the network diagram for all the buildings, 10 buildings, 1, 2, 3, 4 for all the buildings, and again prepare the master network diagram for all. He considering that is first one building is one element, second building is another element, third building is another element, fourth building is another element. Now you can prepare that is for the entire campus, isn't it? Now here what we done, we have taken only one activity, only one building into account, isn't it? Now that we have prepared the network diagram for only one, isn't it? Only one building, isn't it? Like if you have 10 buildings, now you have to prepare 10 number of network diagrams, isn't it? 10 number of network diagrams. Then you make one, isn't it? Combining all these things, you prepare one more network diagram, and you can have the control over each building, each apartment. The 10 numbers also you can agree. ಯಾವ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಯಾವ ಮುಗಿಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮೊದಲನೇದು ಮುಗಿದಿದೆ, ಎರಡನೇದು ಯಾವ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಶುರು ಆಗಿದೆ, that you can check, isn't it? Cross check. Okay, that you can do it. This is the one best technique applied in all the projects, that is mainly in civil engineering projects, isn't it? That is the CPM and PERD, isn't it? Now remember once again, that is critical path method, that is one time, that is time allotted, isn't it? One time you are estimating, now whereas in PERD, the time estimation time is 3 times it will be considered, isn't it? 3 times because it is a research level project, research level activity, the CPM, sorry, PERD is a research, it is used in research activity, therefore time we cannot estimate in the like what we have done now in the CPM network. That is the difference between the CPM and network PERD, isn't it? Now thank you very much. Thank you so much for all the participants. Thank you lot. Thank you.